Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I didn't really get the time to do my hair. I just really snatched off my bonnet and was like, because at first I was gonna do this read with my bonnet on, but your girl is trying to be looking more presentable for myself, okay? But let's go ahead and get into the message. I'm not sure what we'll be discussing, but I don't know if I even want to use cards. I feel like I'm gonna probably still end up using them, but maybe that's just for you guys, a confirmation for you. Like, instead of feeling like you have to take other people's advice as if you don't have powerful advice, a mind, etc., as if dumbing yourself down, dimming your light, or sticking yourself in the back, you know, when it comes to other people, like not doing all of that. Even when it comes to, if you're a reader, not even being handicapped on your divination tools, because just be mindful. And also, when you make a message, don't think of it as if the cards are trying to tell you something, but what you are wanting, or, you know, you're the messenger yourself. So what is the message that you have? Not necessarily what are the cards saying, but what are you saying? What is you going to be able to tap in with? Right? But I feel like it's, let me see. So with that being said, I cannot throw energy at this that is not serving me at my highest good. What message do I have for the collective today? What message do I have for the collective today? Okay. Don't let anybody steal your light, dim your light, make you feel like you're not intelligent, a person who could give good advice, or... Alright? Yeah, exactly, because shit, you a winner. And you're going to be receiving unexpected money. And you lucky as hell. See, when people come into your life or your energy, you drop gems every time. It's beneficial for people to be in your energy. Not just as a lover, a friend, and etc. Even though those are top tier. You are a grand friend, family member, lover, etc. Even stranger. Alright? Somebody left you hanging. No closure. No contact. Left you on red. Whatever the case may be. But little do they know, they missing out on the winning team. Rejection is protection at the end of the day. All right. I'm seeing mirroring, giving money, and ecstasy, which talks about chasing thrills. Okay, it talks about good time, excitement. So maybe you guys are chasing thrills, excitement, and a good time. Okay, or maybe y'all was dealing with, like, certain people who was experiencing this. All right? You could be losing sleep, worried, replaying events. All right? Somebody could be thinking about you, or you could be thinking about someone else. Okay? Maybe once you release someone, these individuals started losing sleep or whatever. It says letting go, moving on, walking away. So I'm seeing that you are a winner regardless, right? Regardless, no matter what happens in your life. I feel like you're just the one that needs to see this, that needs to know this. Some of y'all need to try new things. You see how she's twirling around on these things? That could be very significant. Playing the lottery could be significant. I'm telling y'all, this is a lucky time for you. Some of y'all are gonna be hitting the jackpot. And I feel like people who left you hanging, they was only in your energy because, don't take things personal. People was, like, they got their own demons and everything. And people do be operating from a selfish point, or just trying to fill some type of void that they have, to be honest. But maybe you were mirroring these people, or maybe people are just a mirror helping you see the things that you need to release, work on, etc. Right? So you could be letting go, moving on, walking away. Good things could be happening, coming. You could be doing things that are good for you, but at the same time, you probably still worried about things, losing sleep, or whatever the case may be. Some of you guys could be carless, or maybe if this is not your energy, this person could be carless. Somebody who has no car, or it got repoed, or they're having car issues. All right, heavy on the moving on. So confirmation to move on, but I feel like this is really saying what you guys are already doing. Like, if you're not in this energy already, this is what's to come. And somebody giving money and they feel like they hit the jackpot. Or maybe they're going to be receiving hitting the jackpot. Whoever left you hanging, they're going to see that. I'm telling you, they did the wrong thing with that one. They did the wrong thing with that one. See, I don't think people really be knowing how divine you are. Like, they just probably be comparing you to everybody else. Or maybe they compare themselves to you. Like, some people be insecure, but, you know. You can also be doing shadow work. I feel like the people who come into your life, they're possibly helping you come into a better version of yourself. Even if you experiencing people who are not the best to you or whatever. Like I said, don't be taking nothing personal. Look at life as a learning experience. Don't run away from challenges. Page of Cups here. A child could be significant. Maybe your childhood times could be significant. It talks about intuition. Somebody could be confessing their love to you. Valentine's Day could be significant. I'm seeing roses and chocolate. So the month of February could be significant. A Pisces moon or Pisces energy could be significant. And if this is your heart space, then maybe you're a person that comes off with your heart on your sleeve, or very hopeless romantic, or whatever the case may be. Turn your weaknesses into strengths. At times, strengths can be weaknesses. Weaknesses can be a strength. I think I'm saying that right. What's the message here for the collective? What's the message here? What do I got to tell the collective? Some of y'all could be operating from fear. Fear of loss, fear of this, fear of that. It says not compatible. It says you don't really believe there's a match for you. Have an open mind. Okay, so if this is referring to your love life or just connections overall, some of you guys don't really believe that there's a match for you, but you're being encouraged to have an open mind. Okay, because maybe sometimes even opposites attract, you know. Maybe it's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's really all on how we see things, you know. But I feel like life is just a learning experience, and I don't feel like you should take things personal, to the heart, etc. All right, I feel like you are a person who's been through a lot. That's why you're so wise, intelligent, discerning, able to make good judgments, right? Or balanced judgments, meaning you're not just operating from this place or that place or that. No, you're, you know what I'm saying? You're just an intellectual in astute energy. In astute energy. Okay. Confirm more about this Queen of Swords energy. It says fated to be alone. Damn. It says you gave up on love because you think you are meant to be alone. It's not true. It's not true, sis. It's not true, King. Some of y'all in this energy of just, damn. Damn. I feel like that's just, you just been through a lot, okay? You've been through a lot, and I feel like at this point in time, you just healing. You just healing. You probably more in your head than you is your heart. I feel like you still have, like, you still operating from your hearts, because remember we seen the Page of Cups. That's still water energy, cup energy, which ties to love, emotions, creativity, relationships. So I feel like you need to learn how to set more boundaries when it comes to your heart. Because sometimes being in that Page of Cups energy, it's like, think of a child in a candy store. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to love, think of a child who's just now figuring out love exists and how to love and all this, you know? So I feel like maybe you just need to set firmer boundaries, because you being in a certain energy could have you getting your heart broken, right? So building a foundation of trust with someone, faithful friends first. So maybe some of you guys are building a solid foundation with someone. Maybe you're working on just being friends first. Yeah, okay, so maybe some of you guys are shifting and coming into energy. But for those of you who are encouraged to step into the energy that I mentioned, then, of course, step into that energy. But for others of you, you doing the damn thing. You winning at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? And you looking good while doing it. You don't look like anything that you've been through. And some people probably don't even know that you could be going through things. They don't probably see that you're struggling when it comes to certain things, because maybe you just make shit look that good, honey. All right, make sure if you guys want a message of your own, you are double tapping the screen. This is a collective. It's not for anyone in particular. All right, even though you may hear messages that could be for you, just take it how it resonates. All right, if you want your own personal message so that you know this message is for you, you can always get on the list. The list is open. Nobody is currently on the list. Thank you so much for the follow. All right. It says free flight. Give one another space to grow individually. It says release, breathe, and clear. All right, we got the butterfly energy coming out, and we have white magic. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Okay. Then we got divine partner. See, a relationship wants to be birthed, but I feel like some of y'all, you started feeling like you just meant to be alone, or some of y'all, you was dealing with people who didn't really, you know, you probably feel like they did you dirty or whatever. White magic is the opposite. It's just the opposite of dark magic. All right. Yeah, divine match. Okay. So this most definitely is mentioning different things within finances, love, etc. All right, we got divine match here. And this person looks like Jesus and whomever they said Jesus' mate was, Mary or something. I don't know. But it says divine match. It says following your destiny and a love that's meant to be. Period. I feel like you in alignment for real. And once again, apply to how it fits for you, because possibly not everybody is in alignment. This is a collective. It's not a personal. But, you know, take it how it resonates for you. But there's somebody out here for you. Don't really too much give up. Just learn how to protect your heart a lot more, you know. You don't have to be cold and, you know, all this other stuff, but you can use your discernment when it comes to things. Know when to pull back, know when to set boundaries. Really always make sure you set your boundaries and everything. Because sometimes having high expectations, feeling like people not going to do you like that or whatever the case may be, is the reason why y'all be getting your hearts broken for real. But confirm mirroring. Yeah. Faithful. Okay, you're going to really have somebody who's most definitely for you. I'm telling you right now. Maybe it's going to be somebody who you're going to be friends with first. But this is a divine match. I'm seeing that you're following your destiny. Some of y'all probably doing this without even realizing it, but I feel like a lot of you guys are on the right path. And mind you, we could be talking about futuristic energy. That's what I realize a lot of times when I be doing collectives, and I be thinking it's talking about like current energy. Current energy can still come out, but a lot of times they do be talking about like future tense. Okay. Confirm releasing. All right. It says giving too much. You are depleted because you give too much. You need a balance of give and take. Okay, that's why y'all be in this energy of letting go, moving on, and walking away. You got to learn how to show up differently in your relationships. You don't have to, just because you this big ball of love, you don't have to just throw all of this at somebody, right? Not everybody knows how to give or receive love. And, you know, some people, you irritate their demons as well. Like I said, a lot of things are not personal, but yeah, just learn how to stop giving so much of yourself, of your love. Like, it's okay to be kind and sweet and all this, but like, set boundaries. Like, we know you nice, we know, but just set boundaries with stuff. Even when it comes to finances and like other stuff, you got to make sure you look out for yourself. You can't, some of y'all will give y'all last because of how huge your heart is. Confirm, not compatible. Got the Five of Swords. Talks about mental defeat. I feel like y'all experience some type of mental defeat, betrayal, etc. Even from people who was doing shit right under your nose. That's why you feel like maybe you didn't got stabbed in the back so many times to where you feel like shit, ain't nobody in the world for you, or it's just people that's, confirmed divine match. But I'm telling you, you have a divine match. Ooh, somebody could be doing some type of magic on your love life, though. Look, now we got black magic out here. Justice. And whoever did do some type of dark magic or black magic or whatever, and maybe this could have just been you going through so much in life to the point to where this just started changing you for the worse. Now all of a sudden you got negative thoughts. Now all of a sudden you don't feel like yourself. It don't have to necessarily be somebody putting spells on you, but a lot of times black magic could be a sign of somebody doing some type of dark magic. Whether that's with candles, fire, or just saying it out of their mouth with words, right? But to confirm this divine match energy, I'm seeing that justice is being served. Okay, I'm most definitely seeing justice being served. Okay, and I'm seeing a Two of Cups love situation. Let's confirm more about this black magic energy. Confirm black magic. Look, divine partner. Nine of Wands. I'm telling you, it's some type of magic being done on your person or on your relationship. Or maybe you just went through so much stuff and it probably shifted something within, like, your love life. But I feel like things are becoming balanced. Whoever did you dirty in a love situation, causing you to feel like, oh, love isn't real and like all this other stuff, I'm telling you, they getting their ass handed to them right now. They literally get beat the hell up in life. And for those who resonate with people trying to do magic on somebody's love life, they can never fully stop something that's meant to happen for you. Like, people can wish harm on you, wish that you wouldn't find love. That's like a fly trying to take down a giant. It's just not gonna happen. I feel like the only thing that will be delayed or set back is because of you and your own energy. That's why you being encouraged, to shift your mindset, because you went through all of these things and all of this betrayal, but you kind of seeing things in a different light now that I don't feel like is the case. Confirm black magic. Yeah. Collaboration. Somebody could have did a love spell. This could tie to some type of working together. Somebody working with somebody, probably paid for something. Don't play with it. It says you feel too old or young to date or have issues with your partner's age. Alright, that's a whole separate message in itself. Tell me more about this black magic energy. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Look, it says losing yourself. Exactly. I just wanted more confirmation on it. But I keep forgetting that I'm the messenger out this bitch. The card is just here. I'm the messenger. So, don't mind me. It says strength. Yeah, I feel like you coming back into yourself slowly but surely. I just feel like a few people who made it seem like they was working with you was low-key really working against you, and then you was coming into these love connections with people who really didn't know how to love, reciprocate, etc. And this probably built you into this like certain individual. Yes, it brought wisdom, it brought this, it brought that, but it also brought negative thinking and you like feeling like, it says you feel lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. Some of y'all in a relationship, some of y'all single. And once again, this could be future energy. It has yet to happen. A lot of times past, present, future energy could be a thing. All right. But I feel like, yeah. Okay. Confirm this Three of Pentacles. No good ones. I feel like you was connecting with people who just weren't in the best energy. Like a snake gonna be a snake, right? They can't come off as a divine masculine or a divine feminine. So maybe you was just connecting with people who were the opposite of divine energy. So maybe they hid things really well. Maybe it seemed like you could work with these people or connect with these people and be with these people. It says there is someone out there for you. Don't let this false belief make you miss it. So yeah, this black magic could really have something to do with beliefs. Remember, we was talking about that originally. And it's just continuously confirming like what the hell I'm saying. So I feel like it was something going on with your beliefs. Like you were connecting with certain people. Maybe you thought that these people who you was connecting with was the one. Like these was your people for real. And then it turns out that, you know, people left you hanging, or you were giving too much towards people who couldn't really give you anything. And maybe you started internalizing those things, becoming insecure. Your beliefs started becoming more negative, or whatever the case may be. But all of that is just dark magic. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? Because once upon a time, that was never your energy. And I feel like you still this same person who you were before you got your heart broken. But obviously, you responding as a person who's traumatized now, right? You're not responding as the person who didn't go through these things at one point in time. You're responding as the person who went through some things. And this is just like this new version of you. But I feel like you're needing to come back into a healthier mind, more positive, especially when it comes to your love life or relationships, whether that's friends or lovers or whatever the case may be. I'm seeing that you are overcoming some things, but you still could feel a bit lost. Some of you guys, love is the center for you. You need to decenter that. If anything, you need to center self-love. Some of y'all who are in a relationship, I feel like you need to stand, like see your power and stand on your own 10 feet. Yeah, you probably have a partner. Yeah, this and that, but you still your own person. And you have your own life as well. You don't have to just become their shadow. Or, you know how it's similar how people be like, oh, you talking about Barack Obama's wife instead of, oh, you talking about Michelle Obama? You know, it's like you are your own person. You not, oh, somebody's wife or somebody. Yeah, you are those things, but that's not just who you are. You're your own person at the end of the day. Okay. But yeah, I feel like going through these experiences, it kind of, it didn't change your heart. You still have this big heart, willing to just give and give. Did you learn your lesson? Because how are you need to set boundaries when it comes to your heart. Like for you to be this heartbroken and go through all this stuff, you still have this huge heart. Maybe it just become hindered, but you still able to give like you never been hurt before. Like, you know, when it comes to your emotions or whatever. But I mean, and maybe some of y'all, when it came to your emotions, it did shift. Like the love, still big, still wonderful, right? Still infinite. But your emotions, on the other hand, like maybe when it comes to love, like it's just something that changed within you. But I feel like the wisdom and everything came about, but wasn't what needs to stop happening is the negative shift in everything. Like the negative thoughts and everything. Like keep the wisdom, keep the big heart, keep all of that, but release the negative thoughts and everything else that came with going through these things, right? Don't play with it. Tell me more about divine match. This says soulmate, twin flame. We got the world. I'm seeing success, achievement. You are going to have a successful love life. I don't know how life looking at for you right now. Well, going based off this spread, I can see. But you doing this to yourself, you know. Like, people going to get their karma, justice will be served. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure you still living your life. You can't be out here getting heartbroken and then coming into this space to where you don't believe in love anymore, or you just so closed off, or you have negative. You got to heal that. You got to shift that. Just stop giving too much, though. Like, you've been through all of this stuff and you still operating from this heart on your sleeve, give too much energy. You got to stop doing that. So learn the lesson within that. Because maybe things will keep happening until it actually clicks. Confirm, left you hanging. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. I feel like when people did this, when you put your trust and love into a person and they just turned around, left you hanging, ghosted you, abandoned, whatever, I feel like that really shifted a lot within you. The 9 of Wands usually talks about resilience. So maybe this started making you feel very like you couldn't like really move forward too much or whatever. It was tough. I'm not saying you weren't resilient, but for sure this really did a number on you. Like when you had people who weren't as supportive or there for you, or they probably dipped out on you, ghosted you or something, especially people who you thought wouldn't do you like that or whatever. You didn't expect it or whatever. I feel like that's possibly what really shifted from this 9 of Wands. Yeah, I was feeling that giving up energy. Yep. I feel like that was the icing on the cake right there. Constantly feeling like nobody had your back or contacted you, or there was no closure, or somebody leaving you on red. I feel like that's possibly what made you give up on certain things or see certain things a certain way. I feel like that's when the shift happened. This is a collective. All right, confirm giving money. It says winding road or winding road. Having a long way to go or taking many detours. All right, many loves, complicated. Confirm giving money. So I feel like it has a lot to do with you guys having a long way to go or taking many detours. All right, we got the 5 of Wands coming out with white magic and the 6 of Swords transition. Queen of Wands. Your spiritual team most definitely has been with you. If you guys want to get your own personal message, I advise you to do so. Usually when I do the collective, I go based off what I feel and see. If you ask questions and need more energy on something, you'll have to get your own personal message. All right. I didn't say anything about sending money. I said giving money. Any more messages about this giving money energy with this winding road? Yeah, 5 of Wands. All right, we got conflict. So I feel like some of you guys could have been down this long journey when it came to finances or how you operate when it comes to giving or receiving money. Maybe some of you guys feel like you're not financially where you need to be, to the point to where something will continue to be far, far away from you. But that's you creating the problem, because that didn't exist. God, like, you have all the tools and resources that you need within and outside of you. So, like, whatever you need, it was going to be taken care of. But I feel like when you start telling yourself things and when you start actually believing it, that's when you that becomes your reality. All right? Beliefs. You create your reality based on your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions, right? So if you out here looking at things in a certain way, operating in a certain space, of course, then it's going to look like that to you. But I don't feel like you guys, I feel like you put yourself through through certain experiences, like challenges or whatever. If you feel like you have a long way to go and that you need this and that you need that. That's you creating a battle that was never really there, a war that was never really there. This can also be talking about other people outside of you who's in competition with you, conflict, whatever the case may be. So I just feel like, once again, depending on your beliefs, thoughts, actions, that's what's going to create your reality. So if you are going to have any beliefs, which are basically things that you feel are true or not true, you just believe in it, but there's possibly no proof that it even is true, you know, when it comes to beliefs. See, a knowing is something that you know for certainly. Beliefs it's not really something that you know for certainly, but you know that's your truth, or that's just something that you believe in. Giving money. So somebody could be giving money to you, or you could be giving money to somebody, but I'm seeing conflict here. It could be people who you're in some type of connection with or union with. We got the Lovers and Twin Flame, and then I'm seeing haters. Somebody could be really hating on y'all love life for real. Hating on how you love, hating on people who love you, hating on your relationship, and you probably not even in one right now. This could be somebody who's either like older than you. They could be younger. These people just in love, vibing, and you got people on the outside that's just hating. So maybe that's why people are trying to take from you, because maybe they feel like, oh, you got it all, you living your best life, you winning. Whole time y'all has been struggling, inner turmoil, inner conflict, a whole bunch of stuff. But they gonna get they booty handed to them. People can't be messing with good people like that, especially people who don't dish out trauma in the world. If anything, they uplift the goddamn planet, right? You're being divinely guided at this moment in time. Confirmed jackpot. You're gonna be winning some type of money, possibly in the future as well. It says finding a long-term harmonious relationship. So you're going to be hitting the jackpot in many different areas of your life. Some of y'all, this is coming soon. I'm seeing commit. Maybe this is even encouraging you to commit to this, because how can you come into this energy? A lot of times you'll have to be in a better energy, right? You can't be out here with trust issues, because maybe you won't trust this divine connection. Maybe you'll feel like, nah, it's too good to be true, right? So what do you need to do to get into... I feel like you guys are always in alignment, right? And I just mean that in the sense of, if you need to bump your head, you're gonna bump it. Ain't no such thing as a mistake, a failure, whatever the case may be. That's what I mean by, regardless, you in alignment regardless, right? You're gonna come into what you need to know, experience what you need to experience, and learn what you need to learn. But I feel like you are gonna come into some type of harmonious relationship in your life, and this could be with more than one person. And in more than one area of your life. This can be within finances, it can be within friendships, it can be within romantic situations, right? Confirm ecstasy. We got settling. All right, it says don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it's safe. All right, so whether this is family, friendships, romantic counterparts, don't settle. Little do you know, you the prize, and you the one who's giving all of this great shit. Ain't nobody giving that in return to you. You got to be the one to give it to yourself. Oh, hell no. We gonna give it to ourselves, but we also gonna make sure other people is able to provide that. So if you dealing with people who you settling with, what are you really doing for real? Right? Your life is supposed to be filled with excitement, good times, etc. That's why I'm saying we create our karma in our life with what we do or what we don't do. You know what I'm saying? So if it's some people that you need to release, make sure you do that. Confirm more about this ecstasy, settling energy. Justice and divine partners keep coming out. Maybe some of y'all, this is time to like a romantic situation. Maybe you're settling within a romantic situation. When whole time you got a person out here that's for you. Many people, to be honest, I just feel like you connected with the motherfuckers who you thought, you know, maybe just because, Yeah, I ain't gonna say that one. You gonna connect with somebody. I'm telling you, the divine. You are so divinely connected and guided. I'm telling you, the angels, etc. They work with you, never against you. And I feel like they're some type of wish you have, they're granting it. I see big D energy. That's what I didn't want to mention. Especially because I don't really rock with all that like lustful energy or whatever. And I still have my own personal beliefs on like sexual relations and everything like that. But I was called to say that. So at the end of the day, I am the messenger and I'm just trying to give a message. So if that resonates for you, them wishes is going to be granted. You want somebody who's intellectual. You want somebody who matches you, who can have a conversation, who can be an adult. They don't act off of their immature emotions because they won't have any immature emotions. All right. It says open chapter. There are still pages to write, so make them great. Exactly. You have free will. You have free will at the end of the day. Yes, you have a spiritual team out here. Yes, magic is real and true. But at the end of the day, you got to learn how to balance out spirituality and practicality. You have free will. Don't just, okay, let me manifest and let this just fall in my lap. Like, you got to actually put in, action. You should want to as well, though. You should want to as well. And I'm not saying you can't just manifest in things, it won't fall into your lap. Like, a lot of times that can happen for surely, but I feel like that's not the point of you being in the world. Like, that would literally, that just don't make really any sense to just be in the world to live with free will if you was just gonna not, like, everything was just gonna come easy and you could just do this and do that. Nah. Some of y'all like a challenge anyway. Some of y'all probably following where the wind is blowing you. And some of y'all, you getting blown in the right direction, honey. Just make sure you balancing out spirituality and practicality. And making good choices and, everything like that. But I'm seeing fairness, justice. I'm seeing somebody who's going to be loyal, trustworthy. They're going to be disciplined. This is going to be somebody who's a protector. And I feel like that's because that's your energy as well. Like, y'all are literally, that's what I mean by mirror. Y'all like literally the same, but of course different. This for sure could possibly be a twin flame union or dynamic. And by all means, if you dealt with a person who you felt like it was your twin flame and it didn't work out and it was toxic, I may not be talking about that person, okay? I know your belief thinking that they're your twin flame. Some people are false twin flames. I feel like this is more of a divine partner, or maybe there was this twin flame / divine partner, or maybe your divine partner is the twin flame. Like, it really all depends on your own personal beliefs, like how you see things to how you will possibly take that message. But I feel like anybody, me personally, could be a twin flame because, even non-romantic connections, but that's just me. Maybe y'all don't have that belief, so the message, like I said, that's what I mean by it will be different for everyone. Confirm this ecstasy energy. Some of y'all was chasing thrills, just excited, having a good time. But you got to be mindful where you putting your energy at. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is meant to be around you. Like, I know you just living, enjoying your life, maneuvering, having a good time, wanting to have a good time. But you got to make sure you're, empowered love. You got to make sure you got to live with purpose and intent. Like, I'm doing this for me. But at the end of the day, be more mindful. Be more mindful. Don't just be going out here like, okay, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to go to the club. I'm going to just dance on this person who I don't know. Because F them. It ain't about them. It's about me. Yeah. But it's like, that person don't need to be getting all the divine energy and essence. Okay? Hey, don't beat yourself up about anything. It says harness your strength and love with confidence. It says charm, solid, and steady. Yeah, learn how to tame those passions you have. Some of y'all could be really flirtatious, have this sexual energy, with different stuff. But I feel like you need to be more disciplined within yourself, honey. Okay, be a little smarter, a little wiser, because you have the wisdom and everything here. Maybe it's just your thoughts and everything that's needing to get back, you know what I'm saying, aligned. But I feel like that's what's happening, or you're encouraged to get into, you know, that energy, the star energy. You could be a celebrity, or celebrities could be significant. Maybe you're going to come into connection with somebody who's very well known. Maybe you're very well known. Maybe maybe you are a star. Okay, star seed, star born. Okay, this talks about celebrity energy. It also talks about renewal, hope, and a lot of things like that. So I feel like y'all are coming out of darker periods of times, but of course you won't see it like that if you constantly are living with a certain mindset and thinking a certain way. Like that interferes with it all the time, right? There could be things to smile about, this, that, but if your mind, I'm telling you, that's why I'm telling you, it's really important. It's really important. So you need to really do some healing. You got to really do some healing, okay? Fights. Some of y'all could have been experiencing some type of conflict. Because what is this 501? Is this to this lover's energy? Power balance. It says have mutual respect and shit. Yeah, there probably wasn't any mutual respect or shared responsibilities or something. It wasn't equal. It wasn't based on respect. It wasn't based on care. So maybe some of y'all, you could have been in a connection with somebody. Maybe it was a twin flame. Okay, and maybe this is a person who's going to eventually grow to become a divine partner. Or this is two separate relationships. And whatever connection that you were in that was filled with disrespect, etc., you're going to come into a brand new connection with someone new. And basically this is going to be your justice from all of this stuff that you dealt with other people in your life, even if it wasn't romantic. Confirm losing sleep. You got people who losing sleep over you. Look, a karmic relationship. Got karmic connection, 7 of Wands. So when it comes to this karmic connection, you're being encouraged to stand your ground. Like, regardless of what people are going through. Because, yeah, you're nice. And I feel like you being so nice to people will have you self-sabotaging. You got to let people get their karma. And you got to move forward in your life. People did you dirty. You got to remember why you left people alone, bruh. You don't have to hate people. I don't think you can hate people here. I don't think you can hold grudges. But it's really important for you to not put yourself back in the same situation. You got to move forward. You deserve a healthier life, a healthier love. Like, some of y'all probably just be responding in this energy like, well, yeah, I'm just doing me. You know, I'm just enjoying my life, you know. That's why I don't care, you know. I'm around these people because, you know, why not? I just love people and da-da-da. Like, no. Nah. Okay. You ain't going to get where you want to be. Operating like this, you're going to keep attracting people who don't respect you and love you and care for you, because you're the one who love and care and appreciate, but you be connected with people who aren't really too much in that energy. So let these people lose sleep. Let these people go through the karma of not being in your life anymore. It ain't like you came into people's life and teared their damn world down. It was the other way around. So all that feeling bad, have sympathy, have the empathy, but don't let it overgrow. Anything that's too much or something is never really that good. You know, that's when you start self-sabotaging and feeling too damn bad for people, to the point to where you probably start helping out. Like, that's like somebody, you know what I'm saying, kidnapping you, but they can't unlock the damn something, and you probably like, oh, okay, I got you. You get the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, you helping motherfuckers who weren't helping you, who caused you to be in a certain energy in the first place, and now you over here feeling bad for them. Like, you gotta let people go through what they go through, bruh. Because I promise you, they're gonna probably snake you again. Some people, they end up possibly learning their lesson. Some people, they don't. Because, you know, sometimes when things are hard times make people feel a little bit more like they have more, like, when they go through their stuff, they start coming into being a little bit more humane or whatever. But then they always go back to who they originally was, because guess what? When the hard times are over with, shit, they back at it. They back finna steal from you again, rob from you, a whole bunch of shit. I ain't saying everybody do that, but we don't got time to fuck around and find out. Because why? For what? You act like this is a divine partner. Why do I care to see any of these things? Why do I care to even see if you will even grow into that? I was already in that energy. So if you're not, then hey, sayonara. Sorry, not sorry type shit. Yeah. So some of y'all, you got to let go. You got to release. And you possibly was already in this energy, but maybe you just was sitting in a certain energy. Look, some of y'all was a little too passive, too nice. But it says take initiative to meet someone and to keep the passion ignited. Make magic. Everything seems perfect and it's not an illusion. I'm telling you. Walking away. You leave too quickly when things get challenging. Stay to try to work it out. All right. So maybe y'all could have been dealing with people who were victimizing themselves and, you know, they were runners in the connection. Instead of trying to fix something, work something out, they probably was dipping, right? Because I don't really feel like that be y'all energy a lot of times. Unless you know that that's your energy, then, of course, you know, take that how it resonates for you. But, yep, we got the death here. White and black flag. Death and rebirth, transformation. Renewal. Yeah. See, this death, I had seen the 8 of Wands, which is like quick, fast energy. Maybe something became like in this death energy really quick. Or maybe you were supposed to operate like quickly within something. Like when it came to this death and rebirth, like maybe it was supposed to be something that was quick, but maybe some of y'all, you was possibly just still needing to let go of something or release something. Like maybe you wasn't so quick to release or let go of something. So yeah, I don't know what this karmic connection was, what was going on in here. Some of you guys were younger than this person, some of y'all were older than this person, but they losing sleep. They basically going through their karma, but you're being encouraged to keep on, you know, protecting yourself, standing your ground, and everything else. Okay? Tell me more about this Lovers, twin flame energy, giving money stuff. What's going on with that? They got it being a victim again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could really have people out here playing the victim. And y'all probably straight falling for it. Some of y'all, you not falling for it, but you still have this huge heart to where you will probably feel bad and then go backwards and probably be like, yeah, I got you. I'll give you a little money. Or maybe somebody giving you some money who put you through whatever this is. But it says you feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. See, some of y'all, you don't have, like, your love life is possibly in shambles, right? Or maybe you weren't dealing with the best people, or currently not dealing with the best people. And it's like, you don't have to, that don't have to be your life. You can shift it, you can change it. You choose who you love at the end of the day. And if you're not being respected, cared for, etc., welcome to the team. Then you got to do what you got to do. Hi there. So like I said, you have a divine partner. You're going to come into connections that feel great. Like, this ain't going to be no play. This ain't going to be no impersonation. This ain't going to be no illusion. This is going to be the real deal. You're going to damn near feel like it's too good to be true. But you're going to end up realizing that, oh shit, this the real deal. Okay. I'm telling you. We got indecision on the back. Some of you guys could be afraid to make a mistake. All right, it says you are afraid to make a mistake, so you won't commit either way. Baby, you got to, this is stagnancy. You got to do something. You can't be tripping on making no mistakes. Shit, that's what you've been making out throughout your life. You still at times be making mistakes, and you probably don't even see it. So imagine making mistakes and not seeing it, but still being scared to make a mistake. Are you doing that regardless? And if that's going to happen, regardless, going to happen, like, you can't help that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you knew better, you'll do better. So if you have to go through something, you just going to have to go. You're just going to have to bump your head with it. Simple. So don't be indecisive. Make a decision regardless of the fact. You just got to trust yourself at the end of the day. And if you bump your head, you bump your head. It ain't the first time, second, or third. You'll be all right. The things that you go through anyway, the things that are filled with challenges and, you know, setbacks, whatever. I'm telling you, it's not really a setback. It's just you coming into what you need to come into for real. Like, learning, evolving. Like, that's really all it is. Jerry Dunn says, challenge your limits, don't limit your challenges. The challenges, like, the wisdom comes from the challenges. The growth comes from the challenges, right? You like my advice? I appreciate that, Cara. Yeah, I go by being a wise counselor. I do mentorships, life coaching, all that. All right, yeah, we got the Hangman. That's what I'm saying. You got all this pent-up energy. Y'all are the pioneering energy. You the one who go out and get excited about fresh starts and new things. But you all in this that you ain't even really, this is not enjoying life to me. You got to go out and enjoy your life. It's a whole road ahead. What, you going to wait 10 years later? 5 years later? Sometimes it's not on purpose. But you going to look up and it's going to 5 years going to be in the pass by. You gotta pay attention. You got to stop being too much in your head and being afraid to make a mistake and bump your head and like all this stuff. Because that's going to leave you in stagnancy and regrets. Beating yourself up about shit. So, we don't want that. This is enthusiasm, the Hangman. Some of y'all energy and emotions just be up and down. 1 minute you probably happy, 1 minute you probably not. 1 minute you got the energy to do something, but then you kind of like don't know which way to go and like all of this other stuff. So it's like all it takes is a little meditation. All it takes is a little, you know, stop taking in extra information when you already have all that you need already. It's like just trusting your inner wisdom, the inner compass. You're always being divinely guided. 2 children are significant. I'm seeing good news. Yeah. See, a lot of times the good news can fall in your lap and poof, but a lot of times you will be the one to create that for it to happen. That's what I'm saying. But maybe some of y'all need to sit, you know, meditate on something or just take a pause in your life so you can come into this shifted perspective. I feel like what you need is a shifted perspective to help you get back into, like, momentum. And the only person that can really do that for you is you. All right? It says having very high idols or unreasonable requirements. You're a dreamer. All right, it talks about fantasies and expectations. So create a goal that you can achieve. I feel like you can achieve any and everything, but if it takes being realistic, if it takes this, and that, then, you know, do that. Because you don't want to be stagnant. Okay, what's the advice for this Hangman, Page of Wands energy? Look, the Chariot, just move. Just go, honey. Anticipate the future, you know. Some of y'all, you don't need to keep on making a plan. Some of y'all really just need to go. Just push forward. Some of y'all really already know which direction you want to go in. It's just about doing the shit, you know. Because if not, it's always going to be something that's too far away. It's always going to be something that you just fantasizing about, right? So you're being encouraged to move forward. I feel like you don't need to keep on planning for nothing. You already know which way you want to go. You just got to go. Regardless if there's a mistake that may come about. Because little do you know, you probably not going to experience no type of mistake. That probably was just all in your head. Because remember, I told you the black magic that you're experiencing is the aftermath of going through trauma. Now your thoughts negative. It's no more how it used to be when you were in your childlike energy, when you were free and liberated and innocent and you were imagining things, a huge dreamer. Now you've been affected, right? But this is not you. This is not who you truly are. You're naturally a pioneering energy. You're naturally this and that. You're naturally a person who, when you want something, you go get it or whatever the case may be, right? But it's like something has got you, like, it's affected you. But this is an illusion, though. And this is something that you're putting on yourself. You're putting magic on your damn self. Okay? Damn, I never heard of that. You putting magic on yourself. All because of the karmic relationships that you came into. You burnt out. You got negative thoughts. Like, that's causing you to be stagnant, that's causing you to not want to make a decision. It's like you already know what path you want to go down, but you probably just scared, operating from fear and everything else. Once upon a time, you was never operating from fear at all. It wasn't a thought that came up in your head that made you feel like, wait, let me just think about this first. It wasn't nothing to think about. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys are a social media influencer, or you're going to be famous. Maybe you're social media famous. Something about social media. And this star energy. Maybe some of you guys are coming into a fresh start. Maybe you're rebranding, changing your content around your page, or something is just, I'm seeing renewal. Any more messages here for the collective? We got endless love. This could be the one you waited for to love forever. It says engage, wedding, commit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is in your future, bro. This is in your future. But with the energy that y'all in, shit, you probably, I don't even know how you gonna get there. Because this energy is self-sabotage. It's not on purpose, though. It's because you went through so much stuff in your life. But the thing is, you still capable of putting yourself through the same shit. So it's like either, you know what I'm saying, learn the lesson, wake the hell up, meditate, come into this shifted perspective, or you're going to probably steady be in this energy for another year. You know, I don't know if y'all think time going to help you and poof, you're going to be back in a better energy. Some of y'all, you need to release a relationship. Some of y'all, you need to stop giving so much. A lot of you guys need to heal from all that you went through to the point to where it doesn't hinder you in life anymore. Some of y'all went through that cheating situation. Now you scared to love again, right? Or whatever the case may be. That's just an example. So don't be putting magic on yourself, honey, because I'm saying whatever other people was doing, whatever energy people was in, this energy, vampire energy, this dark energy or whatever, and they came into your life and you attach yourself to them, it's like now that entity is on you, whatever problems and insecurities they had, now you have, and now it's interfering with your mind, your actions, and everything else. Like, you're literally not you anymore. That's the crazy thing. Literally. And some of y'all probably didn't even realize it until you heard this message, and now you like, oh shit, confirmation. I am in that energy. You got fear of loss coming out in the reverse. You are afraid of losing someone or of being abandoned. Take a chance. Some of you guys, it's probably the complete opposite for you, or it's more severe. All right, you're going to just have to take it how it resonates for you. And then we have addiction on the back. It says you are either obsessed with someone or struggling with an addiction. Get help. It says lust, not love. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by SEX. Even if it's good, because they have put good SEX on there. But yeah, I am seeing that y'all are building a foundation of trust with someone. Maybe that's you building that foundation within yourself before you come into that with any and everybody else. A lot of times before you do anything with everybody else, it's good to, work on those things and get those things together within self. I feel like that's how it'll be more, building on solid foundation type shit. Alright, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen so I can pick up more on your energy, so I can get a message for you, especially if you don't plan on getting on the list. The list is open. Nobody is currently on it. If you want to send in your payment to get on the list, you just scroll all the way down to payment options on the link in my bio. I have different prices for different things. Just let me know what you're looking for. If you want to schedule a free consultation to know more about my services, then by all means, All right, some of y'all came into this, like maybe you've experienced something. You experienced something that happened out of the blue. It was possibly chaotic, destructive, whatever the case may be. Gretchen says, I like when you said you need to wait a year more and then poof, you'll be in a whole new energy. I didn't say that, honey bun. I said, a lot of times you'll be in the same energy. You will look up, next thing you know, it's a year later, 5 years later, or whatever the case may be. 11:11. But yeah, some of y'all came into this energy where you feel like everyone leaves. All right. So choose a partner who you can commit to and let yourself commit to them. Like, of course, don't connect with somebody who's a cheater, who you can't really trust like that, etc. That's why you're building certain things within yourself so that you can be able to maneuver in the world and live for real. You don't got time for the trust issues and all this other stuff. So whatever you need to do right now, get that handled. Don't worry about anything outside of yourself because you can't control that. You can only control you, your life, etc. So just do that. All right. The year 2020 could be significant. Some of y'all can also be seeking perfection in people. This is your confirmation that everyone may have flaws. So just choose only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Okay. Weigh out the pros and cons when it comes to people. I don't know about you, but I feel like there is a certain thing as perfection, right? Like the world loves to say that everyone has flaws, but honestly, what are flaws? Only thing that I could see would be baggage. If you got baggage, But flaws, I'm trying to think. Let me think of my flaws. Do I have some? They say everybody got them, but I don't be trusting shit nobody be saying in the world no more because they didn't brainwashed everybody and they didn't taught you to be humble. And the main people who was spreading around that message to be humble was people who were insecure because they don't want you to shine too brighter than them. And they like, hey, look, you doing a bit too much. You gotta, you too this, you too that. You need to calm down. Like, never heard nobody say that before. But now people want you to start feeling bad for showing you, and it's crazy because you won't be doing nothing wrong to nobody, right? But for other people outside of you who may have flaws, maybe you feel like you have flaws too, regardless, whatever, balance it out. What are 5 must-haves and deal breakers? Okay? If these people have any one of those deal breakers, then okay, they're not for you. We're going to let them be for somebody else. Because you also got to pay attention to the long term. When you committed with somebody, you committed. A lot of you guys are going to build actually a whole family. Like the kids, the marriage, and get old together, right? So you got to make sure you can connecting with somebody who you want to be with forever. Not just somebody who you just putting up with, coexisting with, and like all this other stuff. It's your life. You choose who you love. You don't have to just settle for the first, second, third person who comes into your life. And a lot of times when y'all did do that, it was completely horrible. Now you heartbroken, right? Tower moment. But I feel like these tower moments has brought you some type of truth or clarity. It says, are you really a loner or are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you? Are you really a loner? Or are you just afraid to love someone that can hurt you? Collective. Any more messages here for the collective? Tower. Tell me more about this tower energy. Just use your intuition. You can always dodge a tower moment. You just got to make sure you trust in your intuition and everything. Look. Secrets. It says love's the answer. It says love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. Maybe some of you guys ended up realizing this, and maybe this brought your whole world down, or maybe some of y'all went through something that pretty much destroyed you and your ego. You had some ego deaths, etc. to where you realize that love actually won't solve your problems, that you are the person that needs to work on being independent, put the work in, etc. So, or maybe you're going to have a tower moment that's going to bring you into this energy, into this knowing. All right, some of you guys could be Christian. He got on a cross on his neck. We got the Hierophant, Taurus energy. The Fool is here. Take that leap of faith. Embark on that brand new beginning. Some of y'all are not committed as well. You're not willing to commit. And I don't really see that as a bad thing. Because maybe you're the type to not put all your eggs in one basket. But this could be deeper than that. And it could actually be talking about how somebody is not willing to commit. They're like this player energy. So if it depends on how you operate in the energy, of course. How I can some of y'all just stressed. It's a lot on your mind. It's a lot on your plate. Going through a lot of things within work. Maybe home. Maybe within your business. Any more messages here for the collective? Creeping. This could be you, or it could be somebody else towards you. Or maybe someone who you know or love or whatever. Emotional storm. Turmoil, unstable, affected. Tell me more about this creeping energy. Too busy winning. Y'all are too busy winning, and people are just looking, watching. These people are most definitely unstable, or maybe this is you. Maybe you were the one who became experiencing turmoil and becoming affected within your emotions and everything like that. Maybe by this very person who's creeping around on your social media or, you know, stalking you or whatever. This is somebody who you rejected. Or maybe they rejected you. Because remember, we did talk about that energy of, you know, y'all feeling basically left out in the cold. You know, just apply it to how it fits. Any more messages here for the collective? The Mexican flag is significant. Maybe the culture. Look, it says it's the same shit, different day. See, y'all, people be on the same shit, different day. Or maybe this is how you feel. Maybe you feel like you're doing the same thing. It's just a different day. And if that's the case, you can change your reality. Straight like that. Confirm creeping. We got fairy tale. Phony, trickster, illusions. Be mindful of those illusions. Don't fall for them. Trust your intuition. You got people who were tricksters that's creeping around in your energy, watching you, seeing you win. Confirm emotional storm. It says devoted, attached, crave. So this could be how you feel. Maybe some of you guys are craving coming into union with someone. You just going through a lot at the moment. Okay, maybe this is somebody who craves you and they're being affected at the moment. This could be somebody, like I said, that you rejected, right? Because maybe you're starting to be more devoted to yourself, especially when other people didn't really know how to treat you. Confirm same shit, different day. Yep. Look, people crying over you. They sad, they hurt, they upset, but I feel like you were once in this same energy yourself. So, look at that. People having to go through the same things that they put you through or that you was experiencing from them. But with same shit, different day coming out, it says time and fantasy. I'm telling you, it's just the same shit. That's all people gonna do. Creep, sell you a dream, Like, regardless. Like, y'all the ones who are so optimistic, have a lot of faith and trust and belief because of how your heart is, of course. But you got to remember, you dealing with people who don't have the same heart space as you, the same thoughts, right? You dealing with people who are a bit opposite. So expecting something different from people who it seems like this is just their reality at this point, they blind in the matrix, etc. The only thing you'll be doing is imagining things, daydreaming, fantasizing about, because I'm telling you, these people gonna keep showing up how they showing up, even if that's in the form of an illusion or whatever the case may be. Fantasy, same shit, different day. Some of y'all could just be waiting. Some of y'all, that's what I'm saying. You need to put action into certain things, because some things are the same. It's like same shit, different day, because you keep waiting around for something, or you're like in this cycle to where there's like a pattern or whatever, and maybe you don't see that, or maybe you're trying to, you know, just daydream. So maybe you're not. I don't really see action. I just see a lot of waiting or whatever the case may be. So some people could be doing, you could be dealing with people who are on the same shit, same type of timing. And this can also be your own energy. If you want to see something differently, you got to create that. Okay? You got to create that. Confirm, rejected. All right? Some of y'all are conflicted when it comes to your decisions. You're pretty hot and cold when it comes to this. All right? I feel like you should get out of this energy, like, by any means. We talked about it already earlier. For others of you guys, maybe you're kind of conflicted when it comes to rejecting something or not. Maybe you don't know if you should, what you should reject, if you should reject it. But I feel like you should just trust in yourself and bet on yourself. Like, don't do anything from a space of scarcity tactics or fear or doubt and all this. Because then that's how you start, you know, giving away your power, and you probably will start doing things. You operating from a space of being desperate. You operating from a space of not having something. You operating, you know, imagine if that wasn't going on, then you would act in the complete opposite way, right? So some of y'all, you be having too much on your plate, and you just not taking any more losses. So I feel like anything that looks weird, feels weird, sound, you just like rejecting it instantly. This message really could be said in many ways. Let me see. Confirm more about this rejected, conflicted energy. But yeah, some of y'all are conflicted when it comes to because you had got rejected, or when it comes to rejecting something. Okay? Or some of you guys rejected some type of conflicting energy. All right? Yeah, look, it says choose wisely. So you could be operating in this energy, or encouraged to operate in the energy of being mindful. All right? It says consider long-term issues before you commit. Exactly. If you feel on the fence about something, this, and that, you don't have to rush into finalizing something. Give yourself time. Or if you're on the fence about something, a person, a situation, maybe that's all the clarity that you need to nip it in the bud. Because why is something so challenging, so confusing, so this, so that? If this is talking about a person, then no need to go any further of confusion. If that's the case, just go ahead and nip it in the bud right then and there. Okay. Look, say time heals. Sweet allure and retreating on the back. Your fear of being hurt has made you retreat. It's time to go out and try again. Embrace the unknown and let love bloom on its own. Be patient and give time a chance to work its magic. All right? Yeah. It says build your confidence by dating a lot and find out what people like about you. I didn't create this deck. I also wouldn't give you this type of advice. So if you feel called to do this, then that's just you. But I would say put yourself back out there, but, you know, heal first and everything like that. And I wouldn't really tell people really what the hell to do with their damn love life. Shit, y'all already went through enough. So maybe this is people wanting you to give to them and like all of this stuff. It says soft whispers of affection make love bloom. You need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. Well, it's a lot going on. But I feel like y'all are going to come into a connection with somebody who wants you and only you. Okay? Some of y'all, you got people who you need to let go of. You got hurt that you need to heal from and move on from so that you can maneuver through the world as your most authentic self. Not the most traumatized version of yourself. Not the most low vibrational version. But the authentic version of yourself, which how can you operate in that energy if you're not fully like you? If your mind is hindered. If your energy is hindered. If your emotions are hindered. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you still have that big ball of love that you've always had, but it's just been hindered, right? You still have that that intellect and this and that, but it's just been added to now. Now you got the wisdom on top of that, you know, so you got all the tools and resources that you need in order to navigate through your life. You just got to let go of fear, and you got to let go of doubt, and you pretty much got to, you know, you're coming into this energy of renewal as it is, because I feel like everything is coming into balance. Justice is being served, therefore everything is like getting back into alignment. Everything is working itself back out. But yeah, remember who you are. All right, you are powerful, loving, and a creative child of God. You are very loved. That's what this energy says. So remember who you are. Don't settle. Set boundaries. All right. And take that leap of faith. Don't be worrying about if you're going to fall and make a mistake and bump your head. It's better than being on the fence or staying stagnant. All right. Any more messages here for the collective? Yeah, it says inner wisdom. All right, we got sensitive emotions. It says times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. Yeah, y'all been through a lot, going through a lot. Be gentle with yourself at this time. All right, doctors are very significant, like maybe going to the doctor, maybe becoming your own holistic consultant to where you actually know about herbs and be your own doctor. Therefore, you won't have to worry about somebody else telling you what's wrong. You can already know how to deal with it, how to handle it, and you won't have to be a person that got to go to the nursing home in the future. Hell, right? This energy came out with purification and detoxification. It says it's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. And I feel like this can have a lot to do with your health, whether it's mental, emotionally, physical, spiritual, like all of that. It's time to purify and detox. Okay, food, drinks, people, mentality. All right, busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Okay, because maybe some of y'all, you so damn busy and you don't even have to be. You probably focusing on things that you don't really need to focus on. That's why you busy. Maybe some things that you're really busy with doing don't need to be at the top of your priority list. And if it wasn't at the top of your list, you probably would be less busy. Any more messages for the collective? That energy is coming out with fighting. So make sure you're not going against what you need to be doing and you're doing shit that really don't matter. All right. It says don't let your pride get in your way. This is the full moon in Leo energy. Confirm this, don't let your pride get in your way. Well, I'm sure y'all will know how to take that. And if you don't, then maybe this message is not for you, or maybe the situation hasn't happened yet for you to like look at it in such a sense. But it says compassion. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all people involved, including yourself. Okay, so I guess when it just comes to the matters of the heart and compassion. But at the end of the day, you can still set your boundaries and everything. But remember, I told y'all, based on going through certain things in your life, now you see things in a certain way, you operate in a certain way and all like this. So you don't have to let pride and ego and everything get in your way. You can still soften your heart with respect to, you know, a situation, all people involved, including yourself. Maybe this has nothing to do with other people, but mainly you. Like, you'll have to take it how it fits for you. Confirm, don't let your pride get in the way. We got angel therapy coming out in the reverse. All right. Call on your spiritual team, your angels, etc. when you need the help, okay? Don't get so big-headed. It says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burden. See, ego can even be, they ain't even talking about too much, having too much of pride. This can really be having too less of ego, right? It don't have to be, it'll resonate differently for everybody. Not everybody is big-headed, but also you have some people who are very lower self-esteem, and they don't feel like, that's probably most of you guys' energy for sure. Like, you need to get back confident. Okay, you need to start seeing things in different ways, because I feel like you've been affected and this has affected you emotionally as well, etc. You don't have to hate the world, even though people did you dirty. You can still, like, you are who you are for a reason. I don't feel like you're meant to change to the worst version of yourself. Like, I don't really feel that way. But give your cares and worries to the angels and allow them to take your burdens. You're not alone. Don't feel like you're not, important enough. That, y'all all are important and special. If your ego is like very, very low, take heed, okay? Take heed, because some of y'all, this doesn't have to be having extreme, excessive pride. This can be for some of y'all whose ego is dead on the ground. I told you, like, whether it's having too much of something, it's just as bad as having too less of something, all right? Balance is usually where you wanna head for, okay? So maybe some of y'all, you way up here with the ego instead of, like, in the middle, and others of y'all, you way down here with the ego instead of, like, in the middle, so you have to take it how it fits. All right. I feel like it's good to have, compassion regardless and everything else. Like, why not? Unless your heart is just going to turn cold and you're just going to become like a heartless individual. So it's cool to, to still have that, because for some of y'all who believe in Jesus, the individual of forgiveness and love and like humanitarianism and like all of these things, we wouldn't expect anything less from a person like you. But that don't mean you have to, be too passive and not have boundaries. Like, you could still be a good-hearted person, soft, with a soft heart, everything like, but you don't have to have your heart directly on your damn sleeve, honey. You could still be this big ball of light and joy and happiness and love and everything, and still not, like, set boundaries and everything. You don't want to burn yourself out, as you're already burnt out enough. All right? So some of y'all, you even get into certain energies anyway, because like I said, you be putting yourself through stuff. Like, sometimes you overdo shit. Like, stop over giving, stop overdoing, stop over whatever. All right. You don't have to prove to nobody that you're a good person and that you loyal and that you fuck with them like that. People know that already before you even started overdoing any damn thing. Because I promise you, they never really came into connections with people who do what you do anyway. Like I said, sometimes a lot of things are just really in your head. Like, literally. We got stress reduction coming out. Some of y'all are not doing things that are possibly lowering your stress. Maybe some of you guys are, because not all the time a message is about what you're not doing and what you need to do. A lot of times it's confirming, okay, you doing a damn thing, collective, you da-da-da. So you just have to take it how it resonates. If you know that you should put more effort into something, if you know that you're not really doing too much and you need to do this and do, then you apply it like that. But if you know you're the person that actually been shifting, doing this, okay, kudos to you, right? Take it how it resonates, because some of y'all are purifying, getting into detoxification, doing this, doing that, da-da-da, right? And maybe it's some other things that you're not doing. Everybody's situation is different, This is the watermelon tourmaline crystal, or tourmaline. This can help with stress reduction. We got crystal Larimar, Larimar. It helps with sensitive emotions. Okay, you guys can really benefit from certain crystals. All right, like garnet crystal, calcite. The garnet crystal can help with purification and detoxification. The calcite crystal can help with busy times and multitasking, especially when you do have a lot to do and you want to be more balanced instead of stressed and, feeling like, damn, I don't got enough time, or, you know, whatever case may be. Some of y'all, you really putting too much on your plate, like I had said earlier. Some of y'all, you so busy, you don't even really need to be, because the things that you are putting on this pedestal as a priority, it should really be right here or off of your whole schedule as it is. Like everybody's situation gonna be different. All right, we got books coming out with loneliness. All right, and you know how they be saying when you read books, it's like it takes you into a whole nother world. So maybe some of y'all, you need to, you know, get into books for real. And a lot of times messages, they don't have to be literal, they can also be metaphorical, because this can even be about going within, you know, all that you know within the subconscious, what you are conscious of. All right, and then he got the binoculars out there. Explore, honey. But this is your confirmation, you know, that reading, like, because some people feel like they're alone because they don't have people in their life and this and that. No, when you ain't really doing too much and you have a certain mentality and everything else, then of course that'll probably be your reality. But you never really alone. And if you don't have people physically around you, simply because maybe you're not in alignment, maybe you could do better, etc., then wait your turn. Eventually you'll come into the connections. Maybe at this point in time, this is a time for you, and to just figure out what you like to do, who you are, or whatever, you know. You don't need help to get to the destination. You help yourself get to the destination with the invisible forces that work with you and never against you. Sometimes we probably feel like the lover saves us, or this will save us, or maybe it's that one person who we connect with that can turn our life around the whole time. You are the catalyst to that. Like, I don't want to say duh, but you're the catalyst to that, babe. Confirm this loneliness energy. Yeah, see, some of y'all, you just see things in a certain way. That's all it is. And I feel like that's because of the world that you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with people who live in the matrix, they blind, they this, they that, narcissism, all of this stuff, then you pick up on that energy. And a lot of times you've been programmed since you were like a toddler, right? So it's a lot of deprogramming to reprogram that needs to go on. Y'all need to dream again. Believe again. Stop being so fixated on this rat race and money and, oh, I want to buy this. And some of y'all, you are coming out of this energy. But get into them books. Maybe you're not into books because you probably don't know what you like to read. That was for sure me at one point in time. I always liked school and everything else. And when I would read books, at the time, especially as a child, I'd probably read something like Junie B. Jones or like, you know, something like that. And as I got older, I really didn't know what I liked to read. I seen a magazine, and it had some fictional, some non-fictional stuff in there, like autobiographies or biographies, people telling their life and everything. And that really caught me. Next thing you know, I'm 10 pages into something, right? Whole time I'm thinking, well, damn, am I a book girly? Like, what? Like, I know I like to read, but, you know, so it's like maybe just being in this a long time, like being in your own energy is really beneficial if you ask me. You've always been around tons of people your whole life. Hell, take this time to get to know you and what you like to do. Ain't nothing wrong being, like I said, when you grow up in a certain world, they have you thinking that this is normal, this is okay, this is like, come on now, your third eye has already opened. Come on now. So now it's time to just really shine and thrive and live. But it's going to be a little challenging if you already still got certain programming going on and, you know, all this other stuff. So, you know, take care of what needs to be taken care of, or it's going to take care of you. It's going to handle you. All right? It says you are safe. You are safe. Who paranoid? Okay? It says Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is saying, I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. Okay? Yeah, it says a win-win outcome. A win-win outcome is forecast. A win-win outcome is forecast, especially coming out with exceptionality, which came out in the reverse. Make sure y'all look up certain terms that you don't know. This comes with a guidebook. The last time that I read the guidebook on this card, I think it talked about things that was like shit that was happening that you probably wouldn't expect to happen, like some magical shit or something. I can't really remember. But we can look up what this word means. Instead of y'all doing it, I'll look it up for you. Yeah, right, unusual, not typical. Okay? But it's coming out in the reverse. That had came out with buying, which also came out in the reverse. I mean, these cards, you don't have to read them in reverse all the time to where you make it opposite. It can also be its shadow aspect, or it can just still be in its upright position. Like, it all depends on who the reader is, but a message could be true for someone either way. So that's why I like to read it in many ways that I know. And I'll try to tell you guys to make sure you do the same. Everybody's life is different, and you know your life better than anyone. You'll be able to pinpoint a message right where it belongs. Yeah, that's when I see some of y'all, you've been like really hindered in life to where you probably feel like things can't really work out for you and that you got to work for shit for real. But some things, yeah, it takes, you know, you putting some type of action in, but not like the way that you probably thinking. Like, you really like protected and divinely guided in this powerful being. Like, I don't know if you be once again with this low ego, like insecure, low self-esteem energy. But babe, you up there. The angels be taking care of you. You really connected for real. So once again, I feel like you create your reality with your own beliefs and thoughts and everything. So if you have beliefs that you ain't shit and you regular schmegula and you believe people telling you that you need to be humble because who the hell you think you is? You ain't no damn God. You ain't no God. That's going to be your reality, babe. That's what I'm saying. You got to choose who you choose who you love. You got to pay attention to that mindset. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm seeing nobody buying shit. Some of y'all could be these people that you could be an earth sign, or when it comes to things, y'all probably like be more on the, nah, I ain't trying to buy that. I ain't trying to spend that. I ain't trying. Some of y'all could be doing that, but regardless, I'm seeing that it's a win-win outcome. Like, regardless, I feel like regardless of how you move or regardless of what you do, I feel like it's going to be a win-win regardless. Because I feel like you tapped in for real. And you live with purpose and intent. Okay? But there are some things going on within the planets. So that's possibly also why y'all energy is like a certain way as well. We are experiencing the shadow period of a retrograde, the Mercury retrograde. There's always planets retrograding. Sometimes the most famous thing that's being talked about is only Mercury retrograde. People just started talking about Venus and Mars and stuff like that, but it's always planets in retrograde. But the main famous one that everybody be talking about is Mercury. But Mercury is coming up, I think, on the 9th. Usually when we experience Mercury retrogrades, there's a lot of issues within communication, technology, because Mercury is the planet of communication and mentality, right? But people from your past be popping back up. Sometimes there can be misunderstandings, miscommunication, arguments during this time. You know, astrologers, whenever a Mercury retrograde is going on, they tend to, you know, put a pause on like new things, like new huge big things that they probably never done before. They'll probably postpone it until the retrograde is over. And even when the retrograde is over, they'll still postpone it a little bit because sometimes we still in that shadow period. So maybe when we get out of retrograde in a week or two after is when, you know, you good. And that's probably when an astrologer will probably go back to originally their plans before, because sometimes they postpone their own plans because they feel like it'll be detoured or messed up or hindered or whatever because of the energies. But I mean, like I said, I feel like based on your own beliefs and everything, I feel like that's what really creates your reality. So if you believe that people can put a magic on you, and if you believe that the planet is going to get in the way of your dreams, goals, and this and that because it's in retrograde, then I feel like that will basically be your reality, you know? So you don't have to think what everybody else thinks. You have your own mind. We all different for a reason, I feel. And I feel like your creativity and your intellect and what you believe is just as, you know, grand as probably the next person's. I don't want to say like just as grand as the next person's, as if they have this grand idea and whatever they created. But let's see. What is this exceptionality buying energy? Some of you guys could, when it comes to buying things, you could be doing things in an unusual way. Confirming this buying and exceptionality energy, we got ready to love again coming out. I feel like you're ready to love again because I mean, you see straight through shit now. If somebody come into your energy and they trying to love you, you're going to see the red flags now. That's what you can't put past yourself no more, because you got to remember, you was naive at the time, gullible at the time. That's not you anymore. You didn't learn bumps and bruises to show for it. It's not the same. So I feel like a lot of you guys are ready to love again. Sometimes you probably think you're not because of the hurt and everything, and that's perfectly fine. Like, take care of yourself, your mental health, etc. Don't be one of those people who rely on other people to help them feel good, because you will never feel good. At the end of the day, you got to be your own peace and your own happiness. That's not going to come from a car, winning the lottery. I don't care if you won 10 milli. I'm telling you now. So dealing with feeling alone, you got to change your relationship with money. You got to see this lonely thing very differently. You know what I'm saying? You just got to deprogram to reprogram. And, you know, shift your mindset into like a better one. Okay? But it says you've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Okay. Maybe some of you guys don't feel like you're ready, but you are, though. For sure. I'm seeing a win-win outcome. This can be in any way. Love don't have to just be romantic, right? So if you feel like you ain't ready to connect with somebody romantically, then okay, maybe not. But then again, maybe you actually are. We got patience on the back anyway. It says your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize still. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. All right, so that's talking about something else than your love life, but it could still go either way. All right, I'm an intuitive reader as well, so if something is just specifically speaking about old career, then of course I'll look into it and say, well, it can also be for this and that. But just reading the cards energy, it is talking about your dreams and everything like that. So continue to nurture, you know, your personal garden and everything else, and have patience. All right? You ain't no regular schmegula. You ain't no anybody. And that's no disrespect to everybody else. You know, everybody is all unique and beautiful in their own way. But then you got people who come into the world and they destroy the shit. They destroy the people in it. They just what you call it? A menace to society. Not a menace, a something to society. They ain't safe for the world or for their damn self, etc. But that's not your energy, though. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all still have this huge heart. You still have morals and everything else. And sometimes it seems too good to be true that you so connected to the divine like this, and the angels got your back, and that with one thing your life can change. But you gotta, that's why you still stagnant. That's why you be indecisive and operating from fear, because of your own beliefs and your thought processes. That's why the main energy was the Hangman that came out, and the Empress. So y'all are needing to nurture and care for yourself at this time. You know, be gentle with yourself. You know, this is a sensitive time, and you know, everything else. But it's time to heal the mind, nurture your mind as well. Get into this space to where social media or outside influences are not interfering with your energy and everything else. Maybe going out into nature and meditating, or going into a space, creating that space as sacred or like some type of sanctuary, so you can really like come into like this shifted perspective. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And for you mentioning family, that gave me this thing, like, you're never really alone. Like, of course, y'all are not blood related, but I promise you, it'd be the main ones who you're not even blood related to who feel more like family for real. So it's like, I'm telling you, wait your turn, be patient, tend to your own personal garden. Everything else is going to come. Don't be so obsessed to come into connections and like all of this other stuff. Know that you're the prize at the end of the day. And instead of being so excited and, oh my gosh, who's going to be this next person for me? You need to look at yourself as, hold the hell up. People should be acting that way towards me, honey. Not the other way around. What I'm getting all nervous for, what I'm getting all, you know what I'm saying, like, in a certain energy for, as if I'm not the prize, as if I'm not divinely chosen or connected or this and that. A lot of things that not everybody in the world is. Although I feel that God is within us all and everything else, but we have our own free will at the end of the day, and people become and turn out who they turn out to be. And look, you know what I'm saying? So, but look, it says, beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Your angels, like, I know when we be experiencing life, all the 3D plane problems just be so, we be up here with it. We be so focused on that we don't really feel or know what's going on deeper and spiritually. But none of that 3D plane shit matters for what's going on spiritually. Okay? And sometimes, like I told you, we give ourselves karma because we over here stressed out. We create the problems in our own damn life. Like, half the world is stressed, running on fume, etc., and they doing it to their damn self. Like, that's the thing. That's the crazy thing about it. But I guess we all gonna get into, like, learning and seeing things and, like, all this on our own time. But I don't know. Do you have some people like you, myself, etc., who helps people as well to get there? But people gotta, get there on their own time. You're nobody's personal guide, healer, savior, etc. You gotta do that for you here. And next thing you know, you will be doing that to people. Next thing you know, you're gonna start feeling lost and everything else. But step out of your comfort zone. Get out of that south node. It's time to head towards that north node. All right. Some of you guys could be having dreams about money, sailing, buying something, or the opposite of buying something. You could be having unusual dreams, or maybe your dreams started becoming back typical or usual. Maybe you could be having dreams that signify obedience, and you don't have to look at it like, oh, I need to obey. No. But it could be the definition of, let's look at the definition of obedience, right? We already know what it means, but let's see. It says complying or willing to comply with orders or requests, submissive to another's will. All right, now that could be looked at in a not so grand way, but it also can be looked at in a better way as well. So maybe y'all been having dreams and getting signs to, be obedient. This could be just obedient to your highest self or to what God is to you, because God won't lead you astray, right? Especially, all right, come on now. I'm really seeing slot machines, money. I'm telling y'all are going to be really, like, I think you're going to be the one to bring about this change for yourself. Like, you are a walking jackpot, and you're also going to be hitting the jackpot. So if some of y'all are encouraged to play the lottery or do something like that, for sure, make sure you do. Some of y'all could be having dreams where you're literally falling. All right. But I'm seeing that I'm seeing unnecessary worry. So also know that sometimes your dreams can also just be based on your own energy. Sometimes it's not, like sometimes, say for instance, if you have a nightmare, that could only be because you're paranoid and you have fear. right? That don't mean that something is like coming for you, you're doomed, right? Sometimes our dreams could just be our own unsettling energy, etc., right? It doesn't have to be, oh, this is your sign from God that this is that, you know. It says release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. Because at the end of the day, what does worrying really get you? It don't get you nowhere, because whatever is going to happen is going to happen anyway. And half the time, whatever you be worried about, it don't even be happening. Whole time, you probably like, oh, shit, I didn't have nothing to worry about anyway. But the thing is, you keep on repeating the pattern. You keep on getting in this energy about different stuff, which is self-sabotage as well. But look, breathe. Help yourself when it comes to being in certain energies like this. Okay? It says, Archangel Raphael says, take several deep breaths. And exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, it's some patterns and everything. A lot of you guys, this is, your love life is really, something is cooking in your love life. Like, I'm just saying. Maybe some of you guys are focusing on self-love, self-care, or you're encouraged to, but something is cooking. This collective specifically, I see 13, 12 people. I can't, my phone cracked up there. But it's something cooking in your love life. Some of y'all are already connected with somebody romantically right now. It may not be a good fit. Only you truly know that. And for others of you, don't worry. Justice is happening within your love life. And you are going to come into a connection in this lifetime. F all of that next lifetime. In this lifetime, you are going to come into this beautiful connection. I'm telling you. It says a personal issue reaches resolution. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. So some of you guys, there's going to be renewal in, old connections. Or some of you guys, there's going to end renewal. That can look like in any form. Whether you're rebuilding, reconnecting on strong, solid foundation, though. You can't be reconnecting, rebuilding with people who are still capable of hindering, you, mind, body, and soul-wise. That's why we talked about the energy of choose wisely. Choose wisely on who you allow in your energy and who you're loving and everything else, regardless if they're family and everything else. You got to do what's best for you. I know the world has taught you that, oh, you got into this family, so you basically can't cut them off or something. It will be pretty much unusual for you to do. Okay, but it can still be done, though. You mind your goddamn business. That's what people gonna have to start doing. People need to mind their damn business. But of course, look who we dealing with. We dealing with people who follow behind every damn body, who get excited about low vibrational shit. So you just have to learn how to coexist, in a world like this. But that don't mean you have to settle. That don't mean that you have to be limited and everything else. Like, you got to remember your dream. Imagine God, all of that is real and true. God is within you. You got the power. Soar, honey. And don't be around people who don't have these type of strong, powerful belief systems. That's also why you be sitting around getting projected on. You be dealing with people who be looking at you upside the head like, what the hell she on? Whole time they need to get what the hell you on. You dealing with low vibrational ass people, and they trying to bamboozle you, and nah, you can't let that happen. You got to stay true to yourself. You already know you the real deal. Some of y'all, you done lost faith. Some of y'all, you done lost connection with the divine, But what can you do to help yourself get out of that? Don't be sitting in this energy, victimizing yourself, crying in your pillow. Do something about it. Like that saying, fuck is you crying for? Ain't you a witch? Get up and do a spell or some shit. Like, it's like similar to that. Like, do y'all not realize who you are? Like, you gotta remember who you are, love. You gotta remember, in the midst of worry, in the midst of fear, you gotta nip that in the bud right then and there, or it's gonna continue and it's gonna grow. It's gonna probably be a little bit more harder for you to release, or a little harder for you to even realize or see. You don't need that. Helping you remain in that comfort zone a lot more. You don't need none of that. Some things does take time, yes, but you don't have to wait on time for shit. You can put the action into things. You can choose who you love. You can choose who you want in your life. You can choose how you want life to be. You can choose these things. You don't have to settle. Some of y'all grew up, you got it out the mud. They don't have to be your life forever. Okay? You have wealthy energy about you. Therefore, I know them finances can... I for sure know, with you being who you are, for sure know that you can become a person that can make bank for real. Not that that's important. The main important thing, know that success is within you. It's never outside of you. Man created money. You know what I'm saying? Man created currency. If anything, you really don't have to buy shit. You really don't have to buy shit. That's why I'm saying shit. Some of y'all learn how to garden. You learn how to build your own shelter. Like, people be getting, they be going into the boondock area and they be looking at, they be getting bamboo sticks, or they be using nature around them to benefit them. Just like everybody, it started from somewhere. But you got people who just, like, seeing their life as a certain way, following behind everything else that they once known. Baby, you got to break out of that. You got to break out of that. Yeah, you came into a world that was filled with this, but that don't have to be your reality. That's normal for everybody else, but you're not a traditionalist when it comes to everybody else in this matrix. You can create your own traditions, but you ain't no damn traditionalist to everybody else's traditions. Shit. You think other people can create traditions and you can't? You dealing with millions of low vibrational people who are telling you, yeah, you need to work this job, and then this is how much you're gonna get paid. Hold the hell up. Who the hell is you to be telling me that I need to do this and that I need to How do you have the power to be telling me this shit? You got the power to put me in jail and shit. Like, what the hell? You got the power to pay me and I work for you? That don't make sense. That don't make sense to me, love. So that's when you start, you start coming into your own realizations and doing this and doing that and planning. Some of y'all, you just need to take the leap of faith. Some of y'all don't take a plan. You've been planning too damn long. That's why you haven't moved yet. Because you're just in your head and shit. You need to put the action in. You need to just go. Because you already know where you want to go. So how can you get there? Can't nobody else put you there, because you got everybody else who's scared, everybody else who's looking at you like you crazy and what you believing in can't happen. That's why I'm telling you. Look, we got youth in the reverse. Childhood dreams shattered. You know what I'm saying? Feed the inner child. When this has been shattered, you no longer are in tune with that dreamer energy like you were when you were a kid. Your imagination and everything else has been hindered. We ain't gonna beat everybody else in the world up about it, because they've been bamboozled themselves. Just like how you've been misled and you came into the world, etc. Everybody else got bamboozled just as much. Just like the people who hurt you, you don't have to have hatred, resentment, any of that, because that's not doing nothing for you. But a lot of times people don't come into the world wishing to be the most hated person in the world. They start off innocent, pure as children, and they just become hurt, etc. Just make shit make sense to you. Give yourself enlightenment about what you go through, what you experience. It'll be much easier. Okay? To navigate, especially when you come into a world not knowing what's true or not. You make what's true to you then. That's the point of having a knowing rather than a belief. But if you gonna have some beliefs, then make sure it's positive. Facts. Yeah, we got Nourish coming out. It's coming out in the reverse. So this ties to self-growth, self-focus, soul finding. All right? So it's time to nourish yourself. Look, y'all coming out as the queen bee, honey. Somebody who's secure within themselves, or secure, right? Confident. I don't care if you got $2 to your name. You secure. Sometimes you in a situation that you in because you powerful enough to get yourself out of it. Because 9 times out of 10, you the one who put yourself in it in the first place. We be thinking about people who hurt us. Last time I checked, you the one who let them in your heart, who let them in your space, who let them in your energy. This is not to blame you, but this is just so you can stop victimizing yourself as if everybody hurt you and you ought to get... No, sometimes with being naive and gullible, and then we not having the best paternal situation. Sometimes, that's just life. That's just reality. But that don't have to be your reality till you 100 years old and die. Like, you didn't come here for all the bullshit in the games. Like, you meant to have a life that's filled with, like, literally living lavish, breaking out of the matrix, all that. And breaking out of the matrix will really just be getting out of that rat race. People are blind. People don't feel like they gifted. And I mean gifted as in literally spiritual gifts. Not necessarily, I can play the guitar. That's great. that's great. But I'm talking about other stuff as well. You know, y'all talented, yeah, but we talking about the spiritual gifts. So don't keep on, because I'm telling you, you create your reality based on your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a year later, 5 years later, 20 years later, and you still going to be the same individual. As you can see that in real life. People are like that, but that's what makes you different. That's probably where they get the chosen one energy from. So you got to choose. You got to say, you know what? This is how my life is going to be. Because this is how it's supposed to. I came into a world and everybody else was telling me how it was supposed to be. Just like how I'm saying what I'm saying right now, other people saying what they saying, everybody can do it. So why listen to everybody else? Listen to you. Do you. Especially when you know who you are and you're not low vibrational. You're not a person who's just about money, power, sex, and all this. You actually are filled with depth. Right? So let people come into connections with people who weren't for you. Fine, it happens. But I feel like y'all are at a certain point in time to where you've accumulated enough wisdom. I'm telling you. So know better, do better, choose better. This is a new beginning right here. But sometimes y'all probably don't really feel like it is because your emotions are out of whack and everything else. But you don't wait on time to fix shit for you, because at the end of the day, time can't really do everything. Do whatever you need to do right now, and also pay attention to the things that you have done and that you did accomplish, right? Period. I'm telling you. Simple as that. But I can go all day with the messages, you guys, but I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it here. I think the message has been said. So if you do want to get on the list for your own personal message, feel free. All right, I have different prices. My highest price for something is $50. That includes an 8-card spread with oracles, or really just unlimited cards. But and then I have 1-card spread, 3-card spread, 6-card spreads. All right, 25, 35. We got 50. But I also let people send in donations for anyone who can't afford my prices, or questions or anything like that. Questions are $7.77. All right, all of my messages are always in-depth, honest, etc. I don't stop doing a message until I feel satisfied with it. All right. Look, there go that tower again. So some of you guys, you've experienced something that probably shook up your world, or maybe you've experienced this ego death. This is the current major events that are unfolding right now and happening in your life. But remember, we've seen that star energy. Tarot, it goes in order. It tells a story. So I feel like you've had the dark period of time. Maybe y'all are coming into another one. But I'm telling you, that's only because of our own energy. If we need to learn and bump our head and go through, that's just what's going to happen. But I don't feel like that y'all need to keep on going through certain things, though. Sometimes you keep yourself in situations, like I said, with the fear and the doubt and everything else. So network, connect, do all of this with people who are going to be, who brings peace and balance and positivity. And, you know, that's how you know you're working with people who you need to work with. But if you dealing with the opposite, then of course you're going to deal with people who are liars, deceivers, people who are limiting themselves. Therefore, they'll look at you and, of course, limit you. Like, they do it to themselves. If you're dealing with people who don't love themselves, why would you even feel like they are capable of loving you? You know what I'm saying? You got to make shit make sense. But like I said, I feel like that's what's happening. You live, you learn, you boom, boom, bam. But be mindful of keeping yourself in like a certain energy that you don't have to be in. Sometimes this is you keeping yourself in this energy because you just don't see what you probably would have seen if you were probably like how you were when you were a kid, like 10 years old or something. You know what I'm saying? 10 is significant. Confirm this, Tyra. Yeah. This turn to community. Building on solid foundation. So I feel like whatever tower moment you went through, think of a house burning up and tumbling down. That's just a metaphor of basically how your life has been. Chaos, destruction, things being torn down, but you got to look at the brighter side of it as well. Because this has only happened because it needed to happen. Because maybe you were going down a path that wasn't, you know, it was filled with illusion and you being naive. So maybe you just had to get smacked right on the butt. All right, knocked upside the head a few times. You know what I'm saying? So that you can start over, but with wisdom now. And so you can create on a more solid foundation. This is within any area of your life. Any area of your life. Okay? But I'm most definitely seeing a new fresh start within love. This is going to be something beautiful. This is going to be somebody who's passionate about you. But they're not just focused. It's not just like, it's not lust though. It's not that type of passion. Like I'm telling you. Okay? Look, Two of Cups steady coming out. See, y'all deal with a lot of things in y'all relationships. Relationship with self, relationship with others. But I feel like this was just, in the end, I'm telling you, it was a win-win regardless. And then we have the Sun, truth, illumination, joy, fertility, pregnancy. Y'all gonna be getting married, having the white picket fence, the children, all of that you dreamt of as a child. It can happen. You just have to create it and believe that it can happen. Because if you don't believe it can happen, shit, you probably not gonna waste time on trying to create anything, because it doesn't exist to you. It doesn't feel real. You know. But when you know that something can happen, etc. That's why I'm saying heal that inner child, because y'all inner child has been affected. Y'all doubt things, you fear things. Now you got negative thinking. Before, you wasn't like that as a child. You were confident, you were sure of yourself, you were this, you were that. I'm telling you, now you a whole adult and you're not even connected with that anymore, which is crazy, right? You as a child was more in this ready to charge life, this and that, taking the initiative, da. But I feel like you can go back into being in this energy. You just need to get more focused on like within, right? Some of you guys need to get into alignment with your own beliefs and values, because you still figuring out who you are and what you believe, right? That's why everything is a mess, because it's like everything is all over the place. You got to prioritize and take care of things that need to be taken care of, or it's going to take care of you, honey. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be taking on things that you don't even be needing to take on. Whole time in your life, you probably think life is going wrong for you, and the whole time you the reason why. Like, really, I'm telling you, we give ourselves karma. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. We give ourselves karma, bro. A lot of people think it's about like they think of karma in like one particular way, but karma is cause and effect, and where there's cause and effect, there's consequences. So either you can experience some dharma, some good karma, or it's gonna be something that, you know, you gotta get a little tap on your behind, little bruises on your head, you know. But regardless, lessons are just as grand as blessings anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. Don't be scared of challenges. That's how you become this wise person that you are today anyway. But also think, you know. But you don't have to, like, think in a way that's like, let me make sure I think on this, because am I doing something wrong? Am I da-da? No, it's just like using your brain, right? It's just like using your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always been smart and intelligent, but it's just now you have wisdom. So just apply it in today's time. Stand your ground, okay? I'm seeing a spark of something. I'm seeing you being called towards some type of leadership role, or maybe you are already in this position. But hey, it's time to put action towards things. It's time to change your life up. It's time to create the life that you've always been destined to live. But hey, you gotta create it for yourself. Sometimes it's not just gonna pop out and hey, I'm here. It's 30 years and this is your life now. No, you have to create that. Just like how you want the wealth, the this, the that. Excuse me. Wealth is not important. Wealth is on the inside. Wisdom, being a good person, etc. All of these things are wealthy energy. Human beings created finances. You can be poor as hell and still be rich, okay? I'm telling you, people themselves are what's creating all these things, and that's probably what's gotten y'all in this thing. Shit, that's probably what the real rat race and matrix right there, hell. So, yeah, remember who you are. That's the overall energy. Remember who you are and know that these things that probably shook up your life, caused destruction, chaos, things that you probably didn't expect. Look at this as like you won regardless. Like you didn't love people for no reason. You didn't come into this for no reason. You didn't do this for no... Nah. It's just helped shape you into who you are today, into who you will be 30 years from now, 50 years. It's a journey. It's a journey. Just live, experience. Stop trying to rush to the destination. Stop trying to do this. Stop trying to do that. I ain't telling you not to act off of inspired action and everything else, feel free. You don't have to see it as rushing. Feel free. Jump on in, honey. But you don't have to rush to get to like you got to know it's a journey, bruh. It's a journey. All right, so what are you holding on too tightly to? Let that go, honey. Some of y'all are holding tight on them finances. Maybe that's in a good way. Maybe it's not. That's up to you to determine. All right, but I am going to be seeing y'all enjoying the fruits of your labor. You got a few haters out here. A few, honey. But you can't let that do. You going to always have haters. Shit, you ain't even famous yet. You got haters. Imagine when you become a celebrity. So I feel like things are just at this point in time to where you just building, working on shit, getting where you need to be. And it's a process, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you may bump your head a few times, trip and fall. Who give a damn? All right? That's just what happens. If y'all existed in a world where everybody was committing you and they was like, yes, this isn't, then it would be different. But Earth ain't that perfect. So learn how to alchemize. Learn how to do this and do that. You literally an alchemist. You literally a this, a that. Okay? You got to remember. All right? Feed your inner child. Do the inner child healing. You'll be all right. All right? I'll see y'all in the next one. If you want to get on the list, let me know before I get off of here. If not, I will see you in the next vid. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But, don't forget to give me a follow, you guys, if you haven't given me a follow already, because you may never see my face again. We don't want that. We don't want that. Okay? But yeah, y'all being recognized in the public. I'm saying public recognition. When it comes to these thoughts or these ideas, be mindful of haste, because sometimes you could be rushing into things not really thinking, or sometimes you could be like operating from I kind of lost my train of thought when I was trying to speak more on that, but we got the 9 of Pentacles here. It talks about independent wealth. So maybe some of you guys, you're making money for yourself. You're doing things for yourself. Some of you guys could be enjoying the fruits of your labor. And this could even be outside of working a 9 to 5. This could be after going through so many things in your life and still being this earth angel, this divine being, this and that, right? And God is wanting to reward you and everything like that, because you've been loyal, you've been reliable, you've been trusting, you've been this, you've been that, you've been that. Some of y'all, it even just ties to you just believing that things will get better for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're encouraged to believe. All right? But it's something that you're holding on real tight to. Maybe you saving up for like a car or a home or something. Or maybe you just holding on to something that you need to stop holding on to. You got to let go of attachments. Practice the law of detachment. This King of Wands here, this could be somebody 35 years or older. It could be a fire sign or a fiery energy. It don't have to be. Or this could be you and your energy. A lot of times the court cards, which is the kings, the queens, the pages, the knights, it talks about personalities or characteristics. Sometimes it even encourages you to be in this energy. So if some of you guys are encouraged to be in this energy, you're being encouraged to take the initiative into a leadership role. All right, it's about time for you to sit on your throne and stop being in the back, in the shadows. That don't make sense. You're a leader. You don't belong where the followers at. All right, remember I told you the message is remember who you are. This is the 7 of Wands. It talks about standing your ground. All right. It also talks about defensiveness and protective energy and like everything else. So a lot of times this energy could be your energy or it could be somebody else's. So you would just apply it to how it fits. Ace of Wands talks about inspiration, fresh start, new beginnings, having a spark to start on something, or you're going to be coming into that spark or whatever the case may be. 2 of Cups. This could be a relationship that you're in, or you could just be talking about your love life. It doesn't have to always be romantic, but this most definitely is talking about a romantic situation, but it could be more. As we already talked about in the read, you guys, God, whomever is cooking up something in your love life. All right. So whatever, if you need to do something on your end, like heal and learn how to love yourself to the point to where you're not so obsessed with a lover, a friend, and whoever else, then that's recommended too. Because I'm telling you, if you're not in a stable enough energy and a good enough energy to actually build on solid foundation, because at first it starts with self. But if you out here already insecure and this and that, I don't really see these connections working out in your favor, because you're still operating from this space of lack, need, etc. So I feel like you'll always be able to like experience like some type of like lesson, right? But overall energy is the Tower, chaos, destruction, upheaval, and this can even be a good Tower moment. It don't have to be all the time bad, but like I said, I feel like some of you guys, this has spoke about things that have already happened, and now you're coming into like this energy of renewal. But I feel like you also have to help yourself come into like a certain energy. I don't know if you need to, well, I already know because the Hangman had came out earlier. It talks about things being at a pause. Maybe your life could be at a pause right now. Maybe there's some type of divine intervention, because right now it's the time to either rest or, you know, do this or come into a realization of this or boom, boom, bam. Regardless, the Hangman also talks about sitting in like taking a pause so that you can come into a shifted perspective, right? Because some of you guys, you're probably just maneuvering through the life with your emotions all over the place. Therefore, your mind probably all over the place too, etc. You know, it's just about getting things into order and, you know, actually living instead of surviving and fearing and like all of this other stuff. Just like how you was when you was a kid. You was living, experiencing. You didn't care about nothing. Bills went on your mind. That didn't exist. It's time to go back to those times. You know, you can still create that reality to where that don't have to be your thing. Like I said, y'all can live in the world without buying shit, without buying houses, cars, all this. It's just you create your reality based on your own beliefs, okay? There may not be a blueprint out here for you. That's because you're the creator of it. Everybody is different for everyone. If you guys missed this message, it will be uploaded to my YouTube, all right? But I'll see you guys another time. I appreciate the feedback or the gratitude is what I meant to say. Of course, Golden, I appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys are new. Welcome, welcome. All right, but I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Take care. All right. Once again, if you didn't get to see this message, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. As always, the messages are always good. So, I'll try to upload it soon. I have a lot of other stuff that I have to upload, so I'll try to upload it. What's today? It's Monday. I'll try to upload all these things this week. I don't know. It depends, because I'm also playing with the algorithm a little bit, so because it be tripping. Sometimes when I be posting a little bit too much, it don't let people see my stuff. But sometimes when I end up posting stuff back to back, it'll probably first start off with 2 views, 10, 15, and then, especially on YouTube, and then next thing you know, it'll be a year later, 2 months later, a week later, and it'll probably be in the hundreds or the thousands. So I don't know. I guess I'll probably just start uploading a lot of videos one day at a time. I don't know. It depends. But regardless, it'll be uploaded. All right? 444, you're always protected. How often do you come on? I come on whenever I feel like I want to do a message for everyone. I used to come on like every day, 25/8, be on here for hours. But lately I've just gotten back into coming on live, doing readings like a bit more consistently. I think I just started coming back on here doing that like what, a couple months ago, a few months ago. I don't know. I'm going through my own mental stuff right now, so my memory isn't as the best, but that's besides the point, because you really just asked me how often do I come on. But I really just come on whenever I feel called to like come on, or when I want to come on and give a message for the collective. Lately, it has been every day, though. Sometimes it'll probably be every other day, every other 2 days. So, like I said, I came back on here, in March or something? Maybe that was February or January. I don't even remember when I started coming back on here and getting on live every day. Because at first, I was just posting videos for the collective. If you are looking for my videos on my TikTok, I don't have any. Majority of my readings that I post are on YouTube. Some of them are archived off of my TikTok, because my first account had got banned last time because people were reporting my videos and they only were reporting my readings. So that's why I be kind of hesitant to keep my readings up. I really stopped becoming hesitant and I started unarchiving them. But I don't know why I archived them all over again. Maybe it was because in case people report them. But also be mindful of that. Just because something happened to you before doesn't mean it'll happen again. All right, but I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you for getting me up to 29.4K. Hopefully we can get to 100, okay? But I'll see you guys the next time. For whoever typed 1111 in the chat, make sure you look that up because that may be significant for you. All right, if you have any questions, concerns, anything on your mind that you need advice on, you can always let me know. I never mind giving anything for free, you know, especially when I am a person that's wise enough to do so. I don't mind. I like helping people. I'm humanitarian anyway. So if y'all have any advice that you need or whatever, you can put it in the chat and I can see if I can answer it for you without you needing to purchase a session. But for those who need sessions like life coaching, want to show your support with the person who's providing you services, etc., the list is always open, honey. 25/8. I don't care if I'm asleep. 3 a.m. We own it. All right. Just reach out. Don't feel, you know, shy or afraid or anything like that. I ain't gonna bite you. Okay. I help people at the end of the day, but the main thing is for you guys to help yourself. That's what I really want y'all to be, to where you don't ever have to reach out to somebody else to give you anything and to make you feel anything, right? That's the end goal. But other than that, if I end this live and you guys are wanting to get on the list, you can always just DM me. It'll probably put you in my request box. But I'll see it today within like 5 minutes. I'm sure I always check my messages, especially when I get off of live as well. So yeah, you guys, I'll see you another time. Once again, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys, the new people, the people who are returning. All right. I'm just trying to remember if I have anything else to say. But I'm going to go ahead and end the live, you guys. Thank you for coming in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.